Let's spill that tea. Humble tea it is. Heyo, everyone. We are back with some humble tea. I am so sorry about not having, every now and then I miss an episode. And I'm sorry about last week. It was just not feeling, getting over being sick and all that stuff. But I want to get back and actually, I have two ideas in mind. And so I was like, okay, do I do this one now? Because, it's holiday, it's Thanksgiving. Do this and then but then I also want to talk about Secret Life. And I was like, I really want to do this whole Thanksgiving one. I don't know if it'll be long enough. So I'm like, you know what? I'll give you a super long episode, hopefully. And kind of talk about two things. Just, we'll rumble in the tea. Because I'm already already kind of planned out. But yeah, we're rambling, Like I said, it's not like, it's like, I have a subtopic, and then I have the big topic. Light bulb. That's a good idea for these humble teas. Subtopic, big topic, subtopic, big topic, subtopic. Okay, anyways. Okay, so, figure it out. This week, this is going up on Wednesday, so tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and you know what I've noticed, especially, which I'm glad some people are like, you can't forget about Thanksgiving, Halloween's over, so everyone's like, oh, Christmas, which, don't get me wrong, I love Christmas just as much as everyone. I love Christmas, I love the songs, the music, I love, more like what it represents, what it's for, what it represents, and also gifts. I love more giving gifts. I just love seeing the joy on people's faces and stuff like that. I love to give. Is why I wish I had a whole bunch of money, because I could just give away, because it's like my favorite thing. But there is a holiday in between, and I know over the holiday, like, we just kind of forget about it. It's like, oh, Thanksgiving, that's where we go and stuff our face. It's an eating holiday. What's a big deal? Oh, maybe football, okay, oh god, I'm doing that thing, when you're making a speech and you just go, anyways, it's just, Thanksgiving, but it astounds me that we have Thanksgiving, and it's supposed to be like what you're thankful, like one day. I mean, honestly, you should be thankful every day, but there's one holiday. Well, I mean, okay, not everybody celebrates it. It's a U.S. holiday, so not from the U.S. Well, I think Canada has their own Thanksgiving, but it's like in the summertime. But so not everybody celebrates. I get it, so Halloween, everybody kind of around the world, pretty much celebrate it, if they do, and Christmas and Easter-ish, I think. So, like, does that mean so of course, when you go from, like, Halloween, then it's like, okay, the next one's Christmas, because if you're not in the U.S., then of course Christmas is the next holiday. Of course you're getting ready for Christmas. But if you're in the U.S., we have Thanksgiving, and it's but I feel like, especially going into Christmas, if you think about it, like, about to ask for all this stuff, like, just be grateful for what you have, and what just astounds me is you have Thanksgiving, and then right after you have Black Friday, where people will rush, they'll get up early. Well, actually, now, it's really kind of, Black Friday is kind of led into Thursday, so it's again, Thanksgiving's kind of getting pushed aside, because they're starting the sales, like, the evening of Thursday, and so it's like, what? So it's like, you go and you be thankful, and you do all this stuff, and then you'll go and, like, hurt someone. You'll go and, like, just fight someone. You fight someone to try to get this, like, toy, or this, amazing electronic, or whatever it is, that maybe they only have one of. Like, they had this sale, there's only 5. Maybe they only had one. And there was always just one, but they wanted to try to get you. And so, there was no chance that no one but one person was going to get in. So, once that one person, and it just blows my mind that, like, we as a society has, like, got to that point that, like, material things are so important that we'd fight someone over, like, it's not worth it. And again, that's where I think that Thanksgiving's even more important. I don't know, to be grateful, to be thankful, we, and I even, Thanksgiving, we make this lavish, big, grand meal, turkey and the stuffing and the sweet potatoes and the ham and, all the desserts, the pies and all this stuff. We stuff ourselves, and there are people who are not as privileged, who would take, who would love just an ounce of that. And, so, and then, or just the togetherness, the family, like, especially, I feel like now with the vaccines and stuff, everyone's feeling more comfortable about, like, gathering and stuff like that. And so we're wanting to do it, so it's, like, they're selling out a turkey, like, there's, like, I think it's turkey shortage and stuff, I don't know. But, just a little, I've just been seeing this weekend, like, everything has just been packed. Because everybody just wants to be together again. So maybe people realize it. I don't know. Just don't forget about Thanksgiving. Don't, just, and I know, well, some people don't have people to spend their Thanksgiving with, or whatever the case may be, or it's Friendsgiving, they don't have family or friends, whoever it is, or it's your dog, or your cat, or, your snake, what, a pet, whoever that is that you're just spend that day, spend Thanksgiving, maybe it's not sitting around the table, eating turkey, or, like, I used to do, just, like, playing outside, like, playing football, or, watching football, playing games. We also, every Thanksgiving we used to play dominoes. We played this game called Mexican Train. I think it's called something else now, but that's what we called it. All that. And, but it's called, it's just, we just call it dominoes now. We just call it dominoes. Or Joker. There was this game my great-grandparents made up called Joker, and so, like, you wanted to end up with the Jokers because they were -3, so, like, you wanted to have as least amount of points as possible. So, either, like, 0 or -3. And so, yeah, we'd play that. And, the kids just run around and play and stuff like that. But, whether it's, you're with family, or, you're with your pets, or maybe even take yourself some me time, whatever it may be, your friends, just reflect. Be grateful, and holidays are a rough time. Holidays are stressful, also, I should have said this at the beginning. Keep politics out of it. Like, it doesn't matter. You're right or left. Right. I did that and I did, but right or left. Whoever. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not gonna. You're not gonna change anything in that day. And just let it go. Don't start no art. Just be thankful for their presence. You don't need to change someone's mind all the time. You don't always have to be right, If you're talking and you're doing something in the purpose of their well-being, okay, but like I said, just this holiday season, at least leave politics out, Just leave it out. You know what? Let's just act like COVID doesn't exist, okay? It does. And be safe. Be safe out there. And all that stuff, because let's not go in a lockdown when Thanksgiving and then Christmas and all that. So it happens, but just enjoy company. Whatever it may be. I don't know. Maybe you're having family get together over Zoom. But just remember the good times. And, we only have one life. And, cherish it. And, like I said, thankful. Find that person, whoever that you are very thankful for. And, yeah, there's someone. And you're here for a reason. And just, like I said, let's not forget about Thanksgiving. Because it's like that typical, it's like the first thing of being a kid that you learn about being thankful, about manners, please and thank you, teaching this to my niece, and like you want something, you say please, and then you get it and you say thank you. So it's like, you want these toys and stuff for Christmas? Well, let's be grateful. Let's thank you. Let's not start fights and then, oh, Uncle, I know, I was so rude to you and stuff at Thanksgiving, but hey, you get me anything for Christmas or whatever? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever it may be. Just, a little appreciation. But anyways, like I said, and if they start it, you just, be that bigger person and you walk away. Don't engage in that fight, Them say, oh, okay. Maybe don't need to go into this conversation. So, just because someone starts it, though, doesn't mean that you have to engage or finish it. So, yeah. But I think that's all I'll talk about that. Just, so I'll be thankful this year and not forget about Thanksgiving. Have fun. Be safe. Have fun and be safe. And, of course, you participate in Black Friday or Cyber Monday, online. I think those are, Cyber Monday's like the better deals, but, okay, and you don't have to, like, get out. And you can enjoy, my chair. You can enjoy it and all that stuff, but, like I said, get those deals. There are some really good deals, especially Cyber Monday. Get them deals. But let's not forget the true magic and the trueness of Christmas and of Thanksgiving, and just be thankful. But yeah, so, turning on that note, so, last time I talked about Secret Life of the American Teenager, I had just started season 2. There are 5 seasons, and I have completed the series now. So, a lot has happened, last weekend, I guess, seeing this week, just weekend before that. Anyways, last Wednesday I didn't record because I was sick that weekend. Anyways. So I had a lot of time that I either was sleeping or I was watching Secret Life of the American Teenager. And so, yeah, I finished it. Okay, I said this about Nashville, like one of my early podcasts. Probably one of my favorite or top season finales that I think was just done perfectly and just so well done, just so amazing. And then you have Secret Life of the American Teenager. I want to rage and throw my computer. That freaking ending. Oh my gosh. It's absolutely bullcrap. It's bullcrap. It is 100% bullcrap. Okay? So, let's go back. We're on, stopped at like season 2. So, let's see. So, hold on. Okay, so I gotta go all the way back. So, Amy has had her baby. So, So, Amy had her baby, and she was like, she was at home, she was whining, that it was so hard, what you want to do. And then you got Ben, who just keeps nagging, 1-6, 1-6, and thinks that she's flaunting it because her boobs are getting bigger, because she's breastfeeding and stuff like that. And it just, he's a mess. And then, his dad thinks it'll be good that over summer he goes to Italy to spend some time with family, in which he does. And, like I said, Ben, most of the time, I want to, strangle him. He is so annoying. There's a few times I'm like, oh, very good job, Ben. Very good job. But he did kind of grow after Italy, and he got a girlfriend and stuff like that. Ashley is, probably one of the most sane, grown up people in the show. She decides to, she starts high school and decides that after a while she decides that she wants to, after kissing Ricky and thinking that they're in love, but not because of that, but just, that happened. She decides that she wants to test out and get her GED, and her and a friend, first she homeschools, then she decides her and her friend decide they want to test out. And then they're traveling around, and then this whole time their parents have gone back and forth and not really sure. Oh yeah, the mom gets pregnant. So the mom gets pregnant, Anne gets pregnant, and it's back and forth because she has a boyfriend. Her and George split up. And, so she has a boyfriend, so it's back and forth who it is. And George lied about his vasectomy, and so he's like, okay, it's my baby. And the boyfriend saying that he can't have kids. And so it's like, okay, it's George. So they get back together. And where he delivers the baby. And he delivers the baby. He delivers the baby. And then he's not sure. He's like, wait, whose baby are you? So there's that constant thing. They're always back and forth. And, her mom, Anne's mom gets diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Which, the way they get on serious topics like Alzheimer's and stuff is just, I really love. They, talk about the realist and, how Ricky is, him and his parents, and, his mom. And, and then just, it's a whole mess. It's a whole mess with them. And like I said, the parents are sometimes more problematic or more dramatic than the teenagers. Especially Anne and George, or especially Anne. But anyways, yeah, her mom kept, I don't know, I'm kind of mixed up all the times, but, she was going to Palm Springs, so she was kind of away. And, it just, they were just a hot mess. And at the time, Amy and Ben were going back and forth, and then she's like, Ricky, he has this job at, Ben's dad's butcher shop, and so he's been doing really good and helping with John, and, he really was just stepping it up. His mom is, doing better, too. She's sober. Oh, talking about that. So, she was, I think it was 10 years sober. Oh, I don't know. She was, really good sober. She had her neck, she wore her coin on, because she was going to AA, and so she wore her coin around her neck. And at the time, so I'm gonna kind of jump ahead, but Ben was drinking, and she was out with him, and they got mistaken. They got wine at the table, and he goes, "You're not really gonna drink that." She goes, "If it teaches you a lesson," and she relapses, and she goes crazy, and Ben has her sleep in his bedroom, and he goes elsewhere, but it's he never admits fault. I don't know, it really devastated her because she had worked so hard, never was touching this stuff, and she did that for him. And I don't know, it's like he didn't really, like he got it, but he didn't get it. And then, but from that, he also learned, or no, before that, he learned that his mom was alcoholic, and that's why his dad really was against him drinking. Because going back to that, so Amy and Ricky were getting super close. They got super close and all this stuff. Made Ben jealous. And made Adrian jealous. And, you know, and I think Ricky was starting to fall for Amy as well. And so, they're saying no, but... Oh, and Ricky got the apartment above the butcher shop. But, anyways, two jealous people. Ben was in his car. Adrian walks up. They end up sleeping together. She's in between birth control pills and condom breaks. Adrian ends up pregnant. A whole long thing. She ends up keeping the baby. But, or going through with the pregnancy. And one of the hardest parts in the show comes to be that, you know, she's in bed with Ben. She's like, just something doesn't feel right. And she loses the baby. And just the trauma, that whole, like, what she goes through, like, she's not going to school. She's oh, I just feel for her, and I have no idea how she goes through, but, like, I just cry, like, just the thought of it, like, she, you know, they had her little name. Her name was going to be Mercy. And, like, Ben's dad had got married. And, Ben's dad had got them a condo and all this stuff. And they were really close. And then, you know, because Adrian wasn't really talking to anyone. And Ben just kind of turned to a big jerk. Like, it was like, I mean, of course he's going through stuff too, but like, I don't know, he didn't understand a lot of things. And, okay, and Adrian kind of grows from it. She goes to college, and she's doing really good for herself. And she met some guys, and, thanks to Grace. And then Ben, he just became more obsessed with Amy. And, at a party that they had for the seniors, you know, Adrian and Ricky and them, they was at this, like, lake house, and, Ben met this girl from a private school, and they hit it off a lot alike and all this stuff, and she was kind of trouble, and got him up to no good, and he was very much, the whole thing is, Ben was very much obsessed with Amy, and it was a whole lot. And the more the series went, the more he got obsessed. And it was unhealthy. But, okay, this podcast is all over the place, but that's kind of my feelings. I kind of need to break it down by series. You know what? Okay, so this one is going to be an overall my feeling and just the bull crap. This is like my overall thought and the bull crap and just, yeah. And then I'll break it down by seasons. Like, I'm going to go and I'll take notes and all that stuff. But, anyways. So. Anyways. What was I? He just, he was so, but the best character arc is Ricky by far. Like, his bad boy, I don't care if I ever get married attitude from the beginning to, like, he was completely in love with Amy. Like, he even had feelings for someone else, but because he had gave his whole heart to Amy and John, that, yeah, he never cheated. He was working and going to school. Like, he was just doing so good. Like, to the point Amy was wanting to tour New York. And, John got in trouble for biting a kid because the kid bit him first. So, Ricky didn't, he wasn't sure about his mom watching him and all this stuff, so he just took off. He just didn't go to school. Got notes later, but he just spent time with his son, and yeah, and it's just so sweet. And oh yeah, Leo, who is Ben's dad, he got married to Betty, who was a former hooker, and she was just so funny. Like, she was there for a time, she was there whenever Adrian and Ben got married and that whole time. But then she went on to go to college herself and, make a better name for herself. And there was Leo's assistant who they'd always kind of been together, and that, which, led to later that there was pimps and hookers. And like I said, of like the realness, it kind of reminds me of like Seventh Heaven, which is the same creator of Secret Life of the American Teenager, and just the realness. And there was a girl who's actually like 15 or something. Yeah, 15, and she was a hooker, and Jack ends up saving her. And Leo and who was his assistant, I cannot think of a name for the life of me right now, but they get married real quick so they can adopt her. She goes by Chloe. And just, they have that whole closure, but he finally gets caught because he, like, ran out of the country, but she called, and of course he answered, and that's how they get him caught, and it was, like, this relief. But, back, Grace was a whole mess. She, okay. And I know there are people like this. It's the ones that are, like, hardcore, like, run in the ground Christians, like, in their beliefs, and have to run in everyone's faces that give Christians a bad name, and I don't like. And, yeah, but, Grace went from never having sex and all this stuff to then her and Jack finally do, and she thinks with it, she killed her dad, and so she goes through a lot of that, and then she ends up dating other guys and having sex and a lot of sex, and then deciding not to, and Grace was very fickle, very back and forth, she was a hot mess. And then her and Jack end up, like, engaged at the end, and then not, like, they didn't want to, but because he, when saving the hooker, the pimp had came back and beat the living crap out of him, and thought he was, like, in a coma for months. And so she, like, made a promise to God that if he lived, that she would never leave him. So she felt like she had to uphold that. And like I said, I'm kind of all over the place with this. I'll try to, like, break it down and all this stuff, but everyone was just such a mess, and George was, like, coming about to himself. He got together with his first wife and all this stuff, and Amy, there was, like, spent like the last season and a half, all this time her and Ricky were supposed to, like, get married, but they were married and all this stuff, and then turns out at the end she just leaves. She goes to New York. She doesn't want to do it. She leaves John with Ricky, and it was like all that led up to her just, nope, she wants to do it, and she feels bad. She feels like all this of them getting married, but then they're not really married because they're laying out, but then they're going to have a wedding, all to find out that none of that happens. And she leaves to go to New York and she feels bad because she feels like she's a bad mom because she's selfish, think about herself, and this back and forth. And it was just, it ends with her walking out, and then there's Ricky reading John a bedtime story, and goes, and she lives happily ever after. And that's how it ends. And it's just, oh my God, it's a mess. Then there's this article later that the creator, she has, what happened to everyone. And, like, after a while, the commute's just hard, that George, Ricky, and John all moved to New York to be closer, and where Amy and Ricky do end up getting married after a while. And she has successful, I think, in film or something. I think Amy's in, or something. I don't know. And then, Ricky works at because Leo has another butcher shop in New York, and so I think he was helping that business because Ricky went to school for business, and then because Adrian was back and forth with her boyfriend Omar, which that was a whole mess. But I think Adrian she had a lot to learn about loving herself, and it said that because he was a teacher, and talk about Ben being obsessive, and I guess kind of like one of those, if I'm not happy, no one could be, or I don't know. But anyways, because Omar was teaching at the school their senior year, Ben and Amy's, and Grace's, their senior year, and so Ben seen him, goes, oh, so you're a predator, whatever, because, Adrian was 18 or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And so it turned into this whole investigation. I don't know, he created drama. But anyways, Omar was a teacher, and he had this idea of, like, creating these DVDs of, like, schooling, where someone, maybe they couldn't get to schooling, but they could, anyone could learn and get an education. But it was in New York, and Adrian really wanted to finish school, but it said that they ended up getting together, and probably one of the most successful, and Grace and Jack decided not to get married, and yeah, Ben and Amy do try it again, because there was this big what if she didn't have John and all this stuff, but Brenda Hampton, she said, in what happens, they go to school and they try it out, but then they learn, it just never would have worked, why Amy probably would have realized it a lot sooner, back in high school. They weren't compatible, and like I said, and it goes back to what I said. At the beginning of the series, Ben was lusting after Grace, and it's all because Alice, his friend, said, oh, she's unattainable, you can't get her, you need to first try with someone and pointed out Amy. And then from there, he was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally in love. And then he became obsessed with her. It wasn't love, it was obsession. And it just needed to be brought down. Yeah. And then speaking of Alice and Henry, they was that cute couple, I guess you could say the Corey and Topanga, you just know they're gonna work out. They're just so cute, but they had, of course, you're young, you want to see other options, but they're just cute. And then Henry, going into the military, just wanted to do something to help, and it was just so impactful. But yeah. Okay, this was really a mess, and I'm kind of all over the place, but like I said, this will kind of be my overall view, and then I'll break it down and take notes and all that stuff. Go back and review. Like I said, last time I was talking about this, I had just started season 2, and then now I'm finished. So it's try to recap everything and all that stuff. But you know what? It wouldn't be my podcast if it didn't. No, if it made sense. Yeah, okay. So I'll probably, I think I have another show I'll talk about next week, and then I'll come back to Secret Life. But yeah, I don't know. Okay. This episode, it's my first reaction, the show is a mess. I love the show. There's a lot of very emotional parts. There are a lot of, cringy. There are a lot of, I want to punch this person in the face. There are a lot of emotions. But the ending is absolutely bull crap. But yeah, I think I'll end it there. yeah. I'm sorry that this is such a mess, but thank you all so much for listening. If you like this, please give it a big fat thumbs up. Comment down below what else you'd like to hear me talk about. And yeah, if you haven't yet, subscribe, follow wherever you watch these podcasts, and yeah, remember, be thankful, have a good, safe holiday, wherever you are, and if you're not in the U.S., then have a wonderful Thursday, no matter what. Just have a wonderful day, and I love you all. Bye, guys.